Okay, so this is your investigation for today. I'm just going to talk through what you're going to do in each part. I'll go through a couple parts, but some of it you should be able to do on your own. Okay, so this first page is just about independent and dependent variables. You should be able to click on this link. If you can't figure out how to click on it, you can just type this in. There's a short video that talks about independent, dependent. Go through this page. This next page, so we're going to learn something called now-next equations. And this short video will show you how that works. So based on that video, you should be able to fill out all the way to this line. Okay, so then you have this M&M example. Again, you should be able to fill out the now next from the video above. And then this part, this is just walking through how to do something on your calculator. So if you don't have a calculator, that's okay. You can kind of skip this part for now. We'll be using these calculators in class. So if you don't have your own, this is what we will be using. But this goes through step by step. All of this next page is just calculator step by step on how to help you with a couple problems. Okay, so the biggest thing I want to look at is this page here. So if you haven't already, I want you to just pause the video, go back, finish the first few pages up until here so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this says fill in the fifth term, the now next equation, in the 13th term columns. We're going to fill in the rest later. So we'll fill these in later. So don't worry about those. Okay, so here's a pattern that's given to you. It tells you to find the fifth term. So this is it's a little bit confusing because there's technically already 5 numbers here, but you count the 0 as the 0th term. So this is your 0 term, this is your first term, second term, this would be your third term. This is your fourth term, which makes this your fifth term. So if you look here, we're going up by 3 every time, so your fifth term would be 18. Let's see, this one, 21, 18, 5, 12, 9, that you're going down by 3, so your next term would be 6, and so on. Then it tells you to write your now next equation. So let's just go ahead and do this one all the way through. So we have, always start with your start at. So your start at is 21. Then we have our next equals now, and we were subtracting 3 every time. So next equals now minus 3. Okay, then to find your 13th term, that's when you use your calculator. Could you just go in and write minus 3 every time? Sure, but if you're using your calculator, you hit 13, or sorry, your first number is 21. So 21, you hit enter. Then you hit second, enter. Oh, sorry, second, oh my gosh, sorry. So 21, enter, then you hit second, and then the negative sign at the bottom, which says answer. And then you finish the rest of your equation, which is minus 3. So minus 3, enter, and then if you keep hitting enter, you can go down and get to your 13th number. Okay, so then this next part, so the starting point of a linear equation, so you start at your y-intercept. So this y-intercept is the same as your start at value here in a now next equation. The number you change by, that's your slope. So what you change by every time. So in this example, we're going down 3. So your slope would be negative 3. So it says, based on your previous answers, how could you write an equation in y equals mx plus b form from a now next equation? So if you're looking at this one, you're starting at 21 and you're subtracting 3 every time. So if I go over here to my y equals rule, we'll have y equals negative 3x, because that's what you're changing by, and then plus 6, because that's what you're starting with. So then it wants you to fill in the y rule above, so you can do that. Okay, so then using your linear equations you wrote, we can find the 100th term in the patterns above. So we're going to take 100. Do you think we plug it in for x or for y? We are actually going to plug it in for x. So to find the 100th term, we just take y equals negative 3 times 100 plus 6. So we have y equals negative 300 plus 6. So that would give you negative 294. And that would be your 100th term. So then you can go in and fill in the rest of your table. Okay, so now you are given a table and you need to write a now next equation and your y equals equation. So this is the biggest thing you need to note. Your start at value is the y value when x is 0. So here, this one was nice for you. Your x is 0 here. So your start at is 4. And then you see what you're doing from there. This one, however, you're starting at negative 2. So you just make sure that you look at your table and see that your x is 0 here. So your start at value is actually at 14. If you look at this one doesn't have a 0 on it at all. So you actually have to go and back your table up. So it's going down by 1. So you have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So I'm just going to put a 1 here and a 0 here. This is going down by 6 every time. So this number here would be negative 10. And then I'll let you go ahead and figure out what that next one would be. Same with this one. You have to figure out where 0 would be in your table for your x values. Okay, next page. So it says, how are the tables below different than the tables on the previous page? So if you look at these ones, this is increasing by 2, your x values are. Here your x values are increasing by 3. Here they're going up by 4. The last one, it looks like they are going up by 4 as well. So to find the now next value, or the next equals now value, your x values must be increasing by 1. So I would insert right here. We're going to put a 1 right here. So if this was going down by, okay, so our x's were going up by 2, but if I put a 1 in here, now they're going up by 1. So if I put a 3 here, so these were going down by 8, but we put this 1 in here. So now you find what they're going down by instead, which would be 4. So this would be 16. This would be 8, and then you can fill in the rest of your table. So this one, your start at would be 20. Your next equals now minus 4, not minus 8, minus 4. So your y equals equation would be negative 4x plus 20. Okay, so you can do this one on your own. Now it says instead of filling in every x value, so you are increasing by 1, there is a shortcut to figure out your next number. Look at all your previous tables and see if you can figure it out. So this one, okay, so think about it. This number is what you are going down by. This is also your slope. So how do you find your slope from a table? So let's see. Number 5 here. So remember, your slope is rise over run, or it's your change in y over your change in x. This little triangle just means change. So let's figure out what we're changing by. Our x's, let's see, this is going up by 4, this is going up by 4, this is going up by 3 every time. So it's not 4 over 3 for change in y over change in x. Remember, your y is on the bottom, so it's actually going to be 3 over 4. So our start at on this one, well, you have to back your table up. So we're subtracting 4. So this would be 0. Subtract 3, we would get negative 2. So our start at's negative 2. Our next is going to be now times 3/4. Or I prefer if you actually write 3/4 times now. Oh my gosh. I take that back. You're not multiplying by 3/4. You're adding 3/4. Sorry. We are not doing any multiplication in this packet. Just adding and subtracting, because that is linear. Okay, so you can go ahead and finish the rest of these, and that is it.